What's up, everybody? It's your boy French Cooking. Welcome back to the channel, and this is Make Beats for Free on MPC. Today's free VST is called Ample Bass Lite by Ample Sound. This video has been a long time coming because this VST is my go-to plugin whenever I need a live bass sound. It's not like I've been putting off this video for any reason. It's just that I don't normally start my beats with the bass line and put the focus on that. And that's a mistake because a fire bass line can carry your entire beat, especially for something like a 90s Brandy SWV type of beat, which is what I'm going for today. So let's get it. So this is what the plugin looks like. Pretty cool. There are a few controls, but I think to me the best part of this plugin is that you can just start using it out the box. So immediately you have a cool live sounding bass that's rich and powerful and sounds really great. One thing you can do if you want to strum it, you can change it to keyboard mode, which will allow you to play multiple keys at the same time on your keyboard. But for me, for this beat, I'm just going to stick to solo mode. Okay, I like that. It's kind of groovy. What I'm going to do to sauce it up a little bit is I'm going to add a delay, then I'm going to add a preamp to kind of beef up that low end a little bit. Okay, and this is how it was dry. Just sounds a little bit richer. Now the fun part about this style of beat is that we can use boom bap drums. In fact, in some cases, they're pretty much identical. So I'll start with my hi-hat, and to make it sound a little bit more realistic, we can use 16 level. So I'm going to go up here to Program Edit, and if I go into pads, I can select 16 level. My hi-hat is on pad A3, so I change the pad to A3, and I'll leave it on velocity. Okay. Now, as I go up on the pads, the velocity is going to increase as well for the hi-hat. Okay, so something like that. Okay, now that I have that down, I'm going to go ahead and add a shaker, which is going to add a lot more texture to my drums. And I have one of them panned to the left and the other one panned to the right. Oops. There you go. Last but not least, I have these alien sounding effects in my drum program. And what we can do to really make it sound cool is to use syncopation. So basically that means I'm going to put some of the notes or one of the notes off beat where the listener is not really expecting to hear it. So it catches them off guard and it establishes your groove. All right, so here they are. As you can see, the top one is on grid. The bottom one is also on grid, but the middle one is kind of off grid. So this is what that sounds like. Not bad, right? Oh, and I can't forget, I'm going to add a couple scratches here to really make it a Brandy type of beat. Okay, next I laid down some chords. So I'm using just a basic E piano. And these are some very basic minor chords, but it sounds very R&B. You know what this needs? That wah, wah, wah sound. Wah, 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 wah. Nailed it. What I could do is add that effect to this track But what I'm going to do instead is layer another E piano on top of this. That way the chords are going to sound a little bit fuller. Yeah, that's perfect. And these, of course, are the exact same chords as my original E piano. Only difference is I'm not strumming the notes. That's it right there. You may have noticed the volume of that lead is really low, and that's on purpose. In 90s R&B beats, they'd often have a lot of elements, but it never got too chaotic. And that's so that these artists like Brandy, with amazing voices, can really let their vocals be the focal point of the song. So we really have to try to blend these sounds together, let them sit in the background, and try not to fall into the trap of overcomplicating the beat. That being said, there is one more element I want to add, and that's that 90s synthy piano type of sound. So yeah, same chords as the E piano, but we're not extending these ones too much because we don't want them to take up all the space, and just a few filler notes here to accent our piano. Okay, I lied. There's one more thing that I added. Since the first part of my verse is likely just going to be the bass line and the drums, I at least want a little bit of texture to add to the background. So I found like this sound effect of birds chirping, and I added it in, and I think it sounds pretty good. So let me just mute everything. You know what? I'll just solo the bass line, the drums, and then the audio effects. This adds that extra little element, and it makes it sound a little bit more cheerful as well. So if Brandy were to hop on this beat, it would probably be something more heartwarming or more positive than something more like, you know, my heart's broken and I'm gonna die alone and everybody sucks. And that's all we need. Go out and get this bass plugin. It's an absolute staple in my collection. They also have a guitar plugin, which I'll review, you know, at some point down the line. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back next week with another video, but until then, keep producing, baby. I love you.
This is French cooking.